Welcome to Shorty's SuperCoach. Hope you guys are going well out there. We're back with another video, and before I get to the SuperCoach content, I have been well overdue to tell you about the absolute Rizlord that was on the boat at Airlie Beach. I promised that story a couple of weeks back now, I reckon, but SuperCoach-wise, we will take a look at a couple of fellas that could just save our forward line. One's a bit cheaper, one slight bit of value, but jury's out. They're both Brownlow medalists, so I just wonder, can they recapture, not Brownlow form, but hell, we'll take any form close to that to be a top six forward. And I'm just thinking, we're dying to solve this mystery that is the forward line, and I've got a couple of names for you. They're not necessarily, out of nowhere. They're not like something you've never heard before this preseason, but would love to hear your thoughts on those. But yeah, before I do this story, it feels like ages ago. Like, I just haven't been pumping the videos out as much as I would like, and I don't know what's been going on. Like, I just feel a bit time poor, to be honest, guys. Like, I look back to last year and I was just smashing them, and I'm like, what was different? Like, I don't think I'm any busier now, but the nights just seem to come and go, and I have been a bit like, I don't know, a bit run down, a bit sort of struggling to just really get going at times. I've definitely, I don't know what it is, but I've certainly been a bit under the weather at times, and yeah, it's just hasn't quite been happening for me over the last few weeks. But I said to myself, look, it's past 9 o'clock. You'd normally just chill out, watch a bit of Netflix, but come on, mate, let's do a video. It's been like 4 or 5 days, so I really wanted to get one of these out for you guys, and we'll certainly try and continue to get a bit more frequency, because I've got a few club previews that I've got to bust out before the first bounce. But no, it is nice to speak to you guys again, and I hope you've been travelling nicely. But the Rizlord, absolute Italian stallion. So we're on this boat. I went to Airlie Beach mid-Jan, early Jan, and 2 nights, 3 days we're on this boat. Anyway, this fella on the boat, he worked on it, and just your classic foreigner sort of beautiful individual. I mean, I'm not afraid to say it. He was a sexy man, and he had the tan, he had the accent going on, he had the body, he had the lot, mate. I'm thinking, like, this fella's just a little gift from God. Look at the ladies are just checking him out, and I'm telling you that the accent goes a long way. He was saying some things, and I'm like, yeah, it's kind of funny, but geez, if I said it, I wouldn't have got a bloody laugh at all. But this Italian accent, he's getting away with anything. But it was actually a great bloke. Like, just a fella who came over to Australia. He's just like living his best life, working on a boat, just doing whatever he wants. And on the boat, he was putting in some hard work with these couple chicks from Norway. And very attractive ladies, as you'd expect. Norway, they had the lovely blonde hair, just a very attractive couple of women. And so he's putting in some work, my guy. And I was like, fuck, credit to him. He's gone and found the most sexy chicks on the boat, and he said, fuck working. I'm talking things up here. I'm going to bring me A game. And anyway, the boat continues on. We have a good time, rah, rah, rah. As we board and we dock at the end of the trip, they have like an after party that night. And, all the crew members come along, and of course everyone who wants to come along who was on the boat as a paying member can come along as well. And so Italian Stallion rolls in, the 2 Norwegian chicks roll in separately at this point. And then as the night goes on, I'm like, this guy is a wizard. He's just working his magic. They're laughing at him. He's having the best time of his life. One of them does karaoke. He's right there next to him, just having the best time ever. And one of these chicks ends up getting kicked out. Apparently she was like smoking or something, and I don't know what happened. She gets booted out. So anyway, they leave. He leaves with her. I'm like, all the best, mate. Credit to you. Then we bump into him at the nightclub at the 2 a.m. And this bloke he's rolled in with a backpack, no style at all. And I'm thinking, and they're still loving his work. I'm like, this bastard could do anything. I mean, if I rolled in these cargo-looking long pants, a shitty jumper, and a backpack, Jesus, I wouldn't be getting any sort of bloody attention, I'll tell you that. And as the night goes on, like, these girls are really vibing with him. And it turns out these Norwegians, they're not friends, they're sisters. And they're getting pretty comfortable with this lad. And the night goes on. They leave. I don't see him. All the best, whatever. next day. Because I'm thinking, this guy, I mean, credit where credit's due. He is the Riz Lord. He rizzed them chicks up, and who knows what happened. We're walking around Airlie Beach. It's a pretty small town, backpackers everywhere. We bump into a couple of people on the beach that we went on the boat with. And they're like, oh, we were like, what happened with bloody old mate and the two girls? And they're like, wow, he went home with them. And we're like, oh, of course he did. And they're like, but the bloke doesn't actually have a house. We're like, what? They're like, yeah, he's on the boat all the time. So he lives out of his car, hence the backpack. And apparently they were just too messed up. He took him to the car. It was a no-go. And nothing happened. I was like, mate, why didn't he go to the... I'm thinking, this guy has got the lot. He's got the looks, the sense of humour. He's got the game. Tell you one thing he doesn't have that I got. I've got a roof over my head, mate. I mean, of all things to bring your game undone. You don't have the end game. You don't have a fucking mattress, mate. What's going on there? I was taken aback. And like, why didn't they go to the backpackers? Like, I'm sure the girls had some accommodation. Maybe it was, not ideal for whatever they might have had planned. And I thought, surely this wasn't Riz Lord's first rodeo. Like, surely he has some beautiful spot under the stars in Airlie tucked away along the coast somewhere. Like, I don't know. But I couldn't believe it. I was like, this guy had some threesome on the cards. And what undid him? Lack of accommodation. Of all things. I couldn't believe it. But yeah, it was something else. So, but that boat trip ruined me, guys. I was sick for fucking days. I don't know what was going on. Shorty's not going to get on a boat anytime soon, I'll tell you that much. But yeah, he was an amusing character, and just we were getting around him on the boat. We're like, look at this guy, just blatantly, he's on the clock. The captain of the boat's right there, but this man isn't doing the sails. He's not steering. This man is working. He's flirting his ass off. But oh yeah, it was a good trip. But wish I didn't get so fucking sick from it. Anyway, let's take a look at some SuperCoach content, shall we? So the first guy I want to talk about, and I'm pretty sure he's currently in my team, and this one's just come about lately for me. We're dying to find out who is a premium here. Like, can we identify him? McRae's been injured. I still think I'll start with him. And, Flanders, he'll be in everyone's team. But Dustin Martin. Now, it came out the other day. Adam Uze said he's going to play full-time mid. Now, Martin, obviously, superstar of the game. But for SuperCoach, hasn't been that relevant for a while. And as a bloke who's regarded as one of the best all time, his SuperCoach numbers don't actually read that well. He's only had 1 year over 110, which is quite bizarre to think, and hasn't been super relevant for a solid 3 years. Now, he's missed a lot of footy, there's no doubt about that, but with what we're being presented in the forward line, it is an opportunity to take some risks. We've got 40 trades. I mean, you're either going some hardcore value because you don't trust anyone over 400k, or take a punt. I mean, Dusty has found a way to average 90 pretty much as a 50-50 split mid-forward, starting to centre bounce, charge forward. Can't remember the last time he laid a tackle. I mean, this guy does not lay many tackles. What's going on here? But yeah, I reckon he'd be doing well to average more than 2 tackles a game, I reckon. Yeah, there you go. Barely around the 2 mark. But Uze has come out and said that he will play full-time mid. Now, the way he ended last year was some huge numbers, and I'll be very interested to see how much centre bounce time he had last year. I would imagine it's going to fluctuate a lot. Where is he? Prestia goes down as well. That's got to be something to... I mean, he's always getting injured, but there's Dusty, yeah. So there you go. Barely any centre bounce time. The occasional, pretty much after round 13, he gets a bit of an increase to pretty much 1 in 3 or 1 in 4. So round 13, I mean, it's rough numbers, but a fairly quiet first 12 rounds. Doesn't go off too much in rounds 13 and 14. Wow, he scored 87 with 35. Wow, geez. So that back end of the year was crucial. And he may well get more midfield time. if he stays injury-free, I can see Martin averaging mid to high 90s. And if he doesn't, he'll still be a top 6 forward. I think anything around 92, 93, you're going to keep him all year. We may get some dual position guys throughout the year that get that forward eligibility status. Might change things. But at this stage, with the forwards we've got on offer, I think Martin is actually someone we can trust. So I wonder if you guys will hate that out there. I don't know. I ran it by Langers. He wasn't a big fan. But I just think you've got Taranto, you've got Presti, you've got Hopper. But I think Martin will be right in that mix. Played very, very well in the match sim the other day. I'll tell you what was random. Alex Sexton. I nearly fell off my seat when Langers messaged me saying that he played half back. And he's like, who would have thought Alex Sexton could be a little saviour for the forward line? But if he's rolling around half back, and coaches do strange things in match sim. They try stuff out, whatever. I don't know if he's actually going to play half back, but wouldn't that be something? Now, who's my other guy? Let's go for a little scroll, shall we? Make you real nervous. You got any guesses? Brownlow medalist. He's already been somewhat popular. Thought we'd probably put a line through him. Can you be tempted? I know most of you out there will be like, you can absolutely keep that one. But I am very much tempted along the same line of thinking with Dustin Martin, and that is Nat Fyfe. Now, we're going to hear all the rage through pre-season. He's back to his best. He's training the house down, playing awesome stuff. The only thing that really matters to me is that Nat Fyfe training with the midfielders. He's going to play mid this year. Now, yes, Nat has been missing a lot of footy. A lot of footy. Don't get me wrong. But much like Martin, who cares? I mean, if we can just get 8 games out of this guy, the value that he presents is crazy. Now, 9 and 7 the last 2 years, it's not great, but if this guy gets a full pre-season, I think we've got to just take the punt. If it doesn't work well, we got 40 trades. I mean, Herald Sun's given us all these trades. We may as well be a little flimsy with our approach. I mean, why not take a risk or two? When you've got that bear of a forward line, why not? And I sort of feel like at that price point, gee, there's a hell of a lot of upside. Like if you said no to Dustin Martin, I'd be like, yeah, okay. I mean, I guess he's not that cheap. He's missed a lot of footy. You know, who knows if halfway through the year he's playing deep forward again because Tom Lynch still isn't around. I don't know. But Fyfe, if he plays all pre-season, training with the mids, you're telling me this guy doesn't average 90? I mean, it's not even about what he averages. I think if he's playing mid and he's on the field, this guy's scoring points. It's more of a matter of can he actually stay on the park? And that I'll wear with you. It's riddled with a stack of risk. But I think with a forward line that's offering next to nothing, I mean, it's sort of the debate. Do you go, I don't know, someone like Bailey Humphrey, who has the world ahead of him, so much promise, so much prospect, but we don't know if this is going to be his year. It might be, it might not. Where Fyfe, it's a different sort of a risk. It's like, well, yeah, his best is probably behind him, but if he plays, he scores. You know, it's a bit like the old Aaron Sanderlands debate. It's like, oh, he gets injured all the time. Well, yeah, but if we can get the first 10 games of the year out of him, he's going to make us a stack of cash, averaging like 105. So I'll be very interested to hear your thoughts. Strong watches for mine. Real strong watches. I think I'm every chance of starting both of them. One of them, very tempting. I mean, they're proven scorers. Can they have one last hurrah with their bodies? Just give us 10 games. Even the first 8 games, Nat. Come on. It could make us a lot of cash. So would really like to hear your thoughts. I know Fyfe seems relatively popular. Don't know if Martin's in that many sides. In 8% of sides. So, yeah. Anyway, just a couple of guys I thought, when I sat down and do a video, I thought, yeah, I want to talk about those guys because they're definitely on my mind. So, would like to hear your thoughts anyway. Yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon. Cheers.